Hey everyone, happy Sabbath. I was brushing my teeth. Is that toothpaste? Okay. So I was reading in my scriptures, and I really want everyone who can to get a copy of a book called it's called The Sefer. This is what it looks like. You can get it at you can Google The Sefer. Um, and if you need a link to where to purchase it, if you want to purchase it, I can give you a link. They run normally between $80 to $100, depending on where you get it from. Um, Even if you are not someone who is ready to say, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, or, if you don't want to subscribe to any affiliation, just for the knowledge in this book, the information in this book, it would be great. So, what I wanted to do was discuss three Maccabees, and it's so interesting because has the Catholic canon has a lot of these scriptures that are Hebrew heritage, and then the King James Version has edited them out. So that's interesting. But 3 Maccabees was so significant to me in chapter 3, because what you will find in Maccabees is a family, the Maccabees, Yehuda Maccabees, who waged war against the enemies of Jerusalem and Judah on behalf of the people. I'm sorry, it's hot in Florida and my AC is acting up, so I'm sweating. But Yehuda Maccabees and his family and the strong men of the nation have kept the enemies at bay and have defended the people to keep them safe. So that's primarily what happens in Maccabees, and it's Alexander the Great coming in, Cleopatra being used as a pawn for kings. And no, she's not an original inhabitant of Mitzrayim, of Egypt. She was brought in by rulers of Greece, her father, as a bargaining chip. So when a lot of people, say she's an Egyptian queen, well, not by birthright, so by marriage only, and as a pawn for alliances between kings that weren't even native to the land, who have come in and conquered from foreign lands. So not Hebrews, not our people. So anyway, in 3 Maccabees, why I want our people to get this sefer and read it so you could really understand what's happening. The enemy the Father's people will have enemies throughout time. That enemy doesn't change. Even if the face changes or the nation changes, the enemy behind it all never changes. And his tactics remain the same. And so you will see in Maccabees the same thing happening to us today, which is diabolical. And so what happens and Maccabees is there's this king who is just trying all types of ways. And when I say king today, you can look at it as national leaders and law enforcement, who's just trying every way he can to frame the Hebrew people for acts that they're not doing, to get people to turn against them. And basically what he's saying here is, the king, he's saying, I've done nothing wrong to these people. I've tried so hard to work with them, and I don't know why they're upset about us ruining their temples. We're trying to come to them peaceably. They haven't, and if you read the scriptures, you'll see what they've been doing. And he's coming to the world, and it says that he has established himself with the world and under a good opinion. And that's like the American government or any government against the people of the Father, who have the world thinking that they're these great people. We're police officers. We're out here, answering calls of concerned citizens. And, oh, we killed someone, but we were doing something that we thought was right. We had no idea that killing this person was going to turn out into this, this horrible event. And they brought it on themselves, basically. He says he knows all things will not disregard so great a people. That's us. And I'm sorry, it's not going to help for me to read it because it's a very long chapter and I'll lose you, and you need to read it yourself for context. But it's our people telling us he's not going to disregard us. We have to maintain our faith. But in here, it just shows how the enemy lays the foundation for us to not have anyone on our side, for people to be so afraid of the powers that rule this world and what will happen to them, that they have to help us in secret, or they tell us they want to help us but they're afraid to help us. And it's just so amazing. And then it says here, toward the end, that this king wrote a letter to the king, the foreign king of Egypt, telling him, as soon as you get this letter, any Yahudim who is in your territory, be it woman or child or man, must be sent to us vilified and abused. Now, why would you say to send us vilified and abused people? That's saying, hey, do harm to them and then send them to us. Just malicious, abuse their physical person and then send them, because we want them hurt at every turn. Send them to us in chains of iron, so that they may undergo a cruel death suitable for such people. And then it says, that we perceive that this be the only means of establishing our affairs for a future on a firm and satisfactory basis. So they feel like getting rid of us or keeping us in prison or vilified is the only way for them to have a satisfactory life. We're in the way. Just our existence is in the way of them living the life satisfactory to them. They can't live in harmony with us. They can't live side by side with us having fair opportunities and freedom. Our bondage, our vilification, our death is the only way they can perceive a firm and satisfactory life. Amazing. And they say here, whosoever shall hide one, whether it be an old man that you're taking pity on, whether it be a child you're taking pity on, or baby, if you are found to be hiding or helping them, you will be tortured to death. But if you hand them over, you will be presented with reward. So when we see these officers and we're like, how did it get to this? Don't for a second think that we don't have bounties on our heads. Don't for a second think that they're not being told out there for quotas. Hey, look, it's time to kill another one today. Whoever you find, do what you want to do with them. Just like they said in here, deliver them to us. Deliver them to their death. This is what's happening. Don't think that they don't go out of the office every day without an agenda against us. They do. That's why these routine stops turn into deaths. It's already organized. It's already been pre-approved. And if you don't do it, you're going to be considered aiding and abetting them, and there is a punishment against you. So for a lot of us that want to know, why are the white people being so silent? Because they have people above them saying, hey, stand out against us, and you're going to be seen as one of them, and that same fate that they have is going to be lined up for you. That's why they're being so silent. Just like back in the day, they said, oh, you're a nigger lover. It's just they have the same things going on right now. The same thing. So understand. Just understand. My people perish for a lack of knowledge. Get the book and read it even if you're not Hebrew, just because there's so much knowledge in it. Shalom.